Are you going to end the contract now? Jungkook felt a twitch in his stomach when he heard that. Mr. Kim put the empty cup of his tea on the table and straightened himself before looking at his son-in-law, who is just a contract husband of his daughter. She wanted to go abroad for her business management after this contract ends. I guess you guys didn't talk about it, right? Wine is a bit shy in these things. I guess she won't tell. Jungkook inhaled before releasing a sigh and nodded. I'll talk to her about it. Now I'll take my leave, he said, standing up while Mr. Kim nodded. Jungkook and you met in the college days where he was the rich guy and you also belongs to a decent family. You guys became good friends, not close but know each other pretty well. Jungkook's family was making a constant pressure on him to marry. They are not the kind of people to listen to anyone and they decided they'll get him married to one of their family friends' daughter. But Jungkook didn't want to, so he asked you for a favor, and because you both have known each other for a long time, you decided to help him. You both came up with an idea of contract marriage and decided to end it after 6 months of marriage. It was just a marriage to help him, but somehow you both seems to fall for each other. Jungkook have feelings for you, but he doesn't know about you and he doesn't want to make you feel like he betrayed you, and that's why he's ready to free you. He decided to bring the divorce papers and said to himself that he'll be happy and accept whatever decision you make. Jungkook walked inside the room and it was filled with silence. Usually there are maids and servants working around, but today there was none. A complete silence that sends a weird feeling inside him. Wyan? Your name came out of his mouth in a soft whisper. He once again looked at those divorce papers in his hands. Although things are going pretty well, even after knowing it was a contract marriage, it never felt fun because the way you two started to live after a few months of marriage. Jungkook came out of his thoughts when his eyes fell on you who were coming downstairs after noticing him. You weren't looking happy that you usually do. Why, there's no one in the house? Where are all the servants gone? He found his tongue stammering while speaking in front of you. Maybe it was the fear of what he's about to confess to you at the moment. He was not sure how would you react after seeing the divorce papers. You finally came near him. I told them to take a leave for today. Then you noticed some papers in his hands which he quickly hid behind his back, making you shift his eyes on him. Does something happen? He was quite confused by your expression at the moment. It's like you're scared and tensed about something. Jungkook, what happened? Tell me. You shook your head. Nothing. He swallowed and with a lot of courage, he brought the papers in front of you, making you frown your brows. What's this? You paused when you read it and you felt like someone ripped your heart. Divorce papers? You looked at him in disbelief. You thought he never wanted to end this marriage, not after you guys are together for almost a year. Yes, I think we forgot about it, and he didn't able to finish his sentence, maybe because he was feeling guilty for no reason. You lowered your eyes and that's when he noticed a pregnancy test in your hand, making his stomach drop. You lift up your head to look at him. A painful chuckle came out of your mouth. Oh, I almost forget that we are not a real couple. Stupid me. He came near you and grabbed your hand before taking the pregnancy test, and after seeing it positive, he couldn't help but to look at you. You tried to suppress your tears. Today is our anniversary, if you remember. I thought to give you a surprise, but I got one instead. Why didn't you tell me before? The papers fell from his hands because I found out today. He hugged you immediately and regretted his decision to bring the papers on such a special and important day which he forgot about completely. I'm sorry, I didn't want to do it, but I thought I'm so stupid. I'm sorry, Ryan. He pulled away before looking at you. His eyes were teary. I didn't know that you wanted to end the marriage. He shook his head. No, I never wanted to. It's just I thought I'll become selfish to keep you like this. He cupped your face. Ryan, I really want to tell you that I love you with all my heart. I'll be the happiest to be with you till my last breath. Can we just forget about it and move on like a real couple, not contract ones? Are you sure you want to do that now? He nodded. Yes. I just talked to your father and he asked me when we are ending this contract because he told me that you wanted to continue your major. I thought you were holding back because of me, so that's why. I swear I was scared myself and it was so hard for me to bring those papers, but I thought to let you decide. So you'll be ready with whatever decision I make? He nodded. Your eyes were glazed while the same as him. Then I don't want to end this marriage. I even forgot about it. His lips curled up in a small smile before a tear fell from his eyes. He hugged you again. Thank you, and we'll raise this baby together. It's a sign of our love, so let's make it real from now, from this day onwards. He pulled back and held your shoulders. We are not married on a contract. We are married for real. I love you, Ryan. And he cupped your face before pulling you in a kiss gently. I promise you that I'll plan something better later. He made this plan on the spot because he doesn't remember that it's your wedding anniversary, but now you know the reason. This is better already. Let's toast for our new start. You said raising your glass high, but then Jungkook took it from your hands, making you frown. What happened? You asked after leaving confused while he sat back on his chair before looking at you. No wine for you. Why? But then you remembered inside. Oh hell, I can't even drink wine on this special day. He chuckled. Don't worry, we'll go with something else. I promise I won't drink until you'll be able to drink again. Are you sure about that? Maybe you have to give up on it for a year. Would you do that? Anything for my wife and child. He called the waiter. Can we have juice instead? Take this bottle and glasses away. The waiter nodded and left after taking the bottle and glasses. He then looked at you with a soft smile. Ryan, are you happy? I'm sorry for hurting you. To be honest, you did for a moment. I was literally heartbroken, but then the next second turned out to be the most beautiful moment of my life. I don't care about things if the end is justified and happy. It will always be happy. I will try my best to make it happen. He smiled, but then Jungkook held your hand in his before taking out your wedding ring. What are you doing? He looked at you. Just trust me. He then snapped his fingers and you looked around confused when some men and women came there holding flowers and balloons in their hands. Jungkook stood up and walked near them when a man came near while holding a big tray decorated with flowers and a beautiful ribboned box was on it. Jungkook picked the box and came near you before sitting on one of his knees, making you cover your mouth with your hands. Your eyes got moist after realizing how sweet he is. He opened the box and there was a beautiful ring in it. Ryan, will you start a new life with me? I promise I'll keep you always happy. You nodded and everyone clapped when Jungkook slid down the ring in your finger. Happy marriage anniversary, love. He got up and hugged you before kissing you and you immediately kissed him back. Mo, that's so wonderful news. Congratulations, my children, and thank you so much, Ryan. I never imagined that we'll get a hair this soon after our son grew up. That's what happens when you get married to the love of your life. I never forced him to marry the girl of my choice. I only want him to get married and happy that Ryan was in his life. You smiled and looked at Jungkook, who was already looking at you while smiling softly. We should celebrate this news. What do you think about it, Ryan? As you say, Mom. Great, but before that we are going to US for some days. I hope that's okay with you all. His parents looked him confused and the same with you. He didn't mention anything about going to the US. US? He nodded. You have to finish your management degree, but it's going to take a year. He nodded. I know, and I've already bought a house there. We'll stay there until you finish your studies. But then, I'm pregnant, so... It's okay, honey. We'll take care of everything. Jungkook is right. You shouldn't waste time, and if you want, then you can help him in handling the business, you know. It would be better if you both handle this business together. You looked at Jungkook and then nodded. As you say. Let's have a special dinner party tonight. It's really a very happy moment for our family. I'm so happy. You looked around the house, completely mesmerized. Your eyes were shining, and then you looked at your husband, who was standing there, crossing his arms around his chest. Do you like it? You walked near him. How did you manage everything in such a short period? He shrugged his shoulder. Anything for my wife. You smiled. Thank you so much. But then, what about your work? Are you going to continue it from here? Why not? And I have to take care of you as well. Now your responsibility is on me, and not only you but our child too. You put your hands on your stomach. This unexpected angel brought so many unexpected happiness in our lives, right? He came closer to you and bent down before placing a soft kiss on your belly. Thanks for bringing your parents together. Appa loves you so much. Tears of happiness filled in your eyes. And what if I wasn't pregnant? Jungkook lifted up his head to look at you. Your tears are gone now and eyebrows raised high. You would divorce me, right? He stood up straight. Never without your consent. It would have been completely dependent on you. So if I would have said that I'm ready for the divorce, then you would have signed them? He nodded. How can I force you to stay with me? Although I was hoping that you would not agree to that. I myself was scared, but then I decided to accept whatever you decide. You already did so much for me, so I wasn't trying to be selfish. Don't say that. I might have signed the papers out of anger. Even if in anger, if I say I don't want to be with you, please remember that it's only out of anger, and I never mean that because I love you so much, Jungkook. He pulled you into a hug. I will never let you leave. Not now. Oops, seems like I came at the wrong time. You both pulled away when you heard the voice and you got surprised to see the person. Oppa? Oh God. You ran to him as he spread his arms while smiling softly, and you hugged him tightly. How are you, my little princess? You pulled back and looked at him. I'm good, and now super happy to see you. I just heard that my sister is moving to the US for a year, so I couldn't resist myself and directly came to see you. I hope I didn't disturb. Hello, Hyung. He said, walking near him before they both hugged. You are quick in everything, huh? At least have waited for a year before finding my sister in this. You understood what he was talking about, and a blush appeared on your cheeks. It just happened. You know I don't like to waste my time, he said with a soft chuckle while your brother turned towards you. I'm happy for both of you. Congratulations. Thanks, Oppa. Yeah, Jungkook, now you have to take care of my sister really well. Don't worry, Hyung. I won't disappoint you. You better not. Let's have some tea. I'll go and make it. I'll do that. You looked at him. It's okay, Jungkook. I'll make it. You spend your time with your brother. Don't worry. He patted your cheek gently and walked away before disappearing in the kitchen. You felt your heart skipping a beat as you got emotional when you hold your baby in your arms. You were not crying, nor does she, and you both were looking at each other. She clearly looks like an angel. The whole family was standing around you both, but she chose to only look at you as if trying to say something. You felt like you have conquered something. Graduate from a woman to a mother. It's divine. Look how she recognized her mother instantly, she said while wiping her tears while Mr. John hugged him from the side. But her eyes are the same as when Jungkook looks at Vian. It made everyone chuckle. Jungkook came near you before sitting beside you as he also touched his princess very carefully. For the first time his eyes were filled with tears. You want to hold her? He looked at you and you smiled softly. Can I? You nodded before giving him his princess. He carefully carried her in his arms like a delicate flower, which she was. A giggle left from his mouth when her eyes met his, and from that time she was only looking at him. I'm your Appa. Welcome to the family. Your and Jungkook's parents came near both of you before blessing you. This moment was so overwhelming for all of them. You made us the happiest human being, Ryan. Thank you. And I can't express my happiness after becoming an uncle. You smiled. Why don't we click a family picture together? It would be an unforgettable memory. They all agreed, and when a nurse came, they handed her the phone. Jungkook pulled you closer and hugged you from the side before placing a kiss on your head while holding his daughter in his arms. And that's the moment captured by the camera. Thank you, he said, taking his phone back. Let's throw a grand party to welcome my princess. He kissed her soft and delicate forehead while everyone smiled.